emotions causes more mental woes. I got to be careful here. Shutting down what you feel causes mental woes. Suppressing yourself, it shuts down you. It shuts down energetically, and it can cause mental woes. Okay, I think you all know what I mean by mental woes. Me do the disclaimer, the YouTube disclaimer. Nope, not giving no health advice, none of that. I'm speaking from my own wisdom, my own experience, and that's it. I'm speaking from me. I have found myself being emotional. And therefore, the more emotional I feel, the more I can say how I feel. The more I can express how I feel. The more I know how I feel. A lot of times I don't know how I feel. Sometimes I feel things and I don't know how I feel. Don't know how to express. There's nothing I can do about the way that I feel. Because how I feel is simply how I feel. You understand? When I look at my own life, how many people I have just gotten rid of due to my emotions. And sometimes I thought, when dealing with her or him, because it's not to any specific gender. And what happens with dealing with the weird bitch? What happens with dealing with the weird bitch is that When we live in a society that constantly puts us in a position where we have to constantly put our guard up all the time, we're put in a position of okay, I'm back. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. The computer acting dumb as fuck. I hate when this happens. This shit want to happen while I got something just really to say. And so, man, it's ghetto over here, bro. It's ghetto as a motherfucker over here. God damn. You hear that loud ass shit? Why the fuck my fan sound? Because one of the things that stands out to me the most, okay, is that I notice that whenever I see these readings, even through my own experience as a reader, there's always someone somewhere trying to stop you. And it almost feels like, is this an entity out there that's trying to stop you? You know, the one everybody calls the devil, right? Because sometimes it feels like, is it people? Or is it this entity working through people to try to fucking stop you? That's how it feels. And that's how life is. The moment you fall in love, the moment you find love, here comes somebody trying to stop it. The moment you get money, here comes somebody trying to stop it. The moment you find joy, here comes somebody trying to stop it. That is exactly what happens in life. And that's why you have to be strong. That's why you have to be wise. And that's why, if I'm strong, have confidence in yourself. Don't be a weak ass bitch. Don't let that stop you. Get your spiritual protection up. Get the prayers, the mantras, the candles, the divinations. Get the motherfuckers up. You in a relationship with your soulmate, twin flame, husband, wife. Get that motherfucking spiritual protection up and build a spiritual goddamn vortex around that love. So that nobody, and I mean absolutely no fucking body, can come between that shit. There's a Bible quote, and I'm gonna butcher the fuck out of it, but y'all know it. It's a quote that happens when people get married, right? And they said, it goes, what God something, don't let no man put us under, right? And y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know that quote, okay? And so when you sit here, right, and you know, you look at that, I'm like, wait a minute. That's the power that you have to have in yourself of knowing who you are.
Just lie. You instincts, and she has to learn to trust herself.
Okay, this is right on time.
Again, when I look at you, I realize your nervous system adapted to my.
Let me see. Here we go. Listen. Something came across my feed.
You didn't just lie. You trained her to override her own instincts, and she has to learn to trust herself again. When I look at you, I realize your nervous system adapted to my lying. The way that you listen to your own voice, the voice of God, was severely altered because you were trying to figure out, wait, I feel one thing, he's saying another. And so you spent years trying to regulate to a dysfunctional man. And so part of my amends is to be able to create a space for you to understand what honesty really is again, so you can find your footing every day.
Hold on. Getting your first order won't be like.
It's your passion. You hungry? Put some clothes on. They're gonna run the Popeyes real quick. And the shoes you were showing me last week. Show me how to get on the internet so I can get them for you. You heard what I said? Fix your face, I'll give you a reason to look like that. So get up, put your clothes on. Get that stuff. If we talk about Jesus, he's a free man.
Oh, he got a nice voice. Okay. Anyway, y'all. Okay. So y'all heard what he said. Now, whenever you are sitting down And you are sitting down.
You're on my Instagram.
Goodness, hold on, y'all. And you tap into your heart. You tap into your feelings. That is where the door opening is in your life. And people want you to shut down these chakras so you don't have that. You have to understand spiritually what is going on out here with yourself day by day. I said, I get up and I go for a walk. You know what? I actually wrap my hair, right? I wrap my hair more. And soon I'm going to get more head wraps. You know, a lot of the Rasta head wraps and stuff. I'm about to get all of that, right? And I wrapped my hair, and I was like, "Am I wrapping my hair because people responded to my hair?" Like I had to dig into that. I said, "No, I wrap my hair because my hair is sacred." You know what I'm saying? My hair is sacred, and my hair to me is a sacred part of myself. And I only let my hair out to those who I trust or who I feel is okay, unless it's like nobody around, and let my hair out, right? So it's little things like that that play a part in spiritually who you are. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually, where you manifest and what you do. That's why you have your head as your crown. So this is why people adorn their hair. A lot of Rastas adorn their hair. A lot of Africans do it. A lot of people in East India do it. Asians, they adorn their hair. People who are more cultured, you know, that do lock their hair and stuff. Especially people who lock their hair, definitely adorn their hair, you know, and dress up their hair, right? Because spiritually, that's your crown fucking chakra. You know what I'm saying? That's your antenna, that's your energy. We don't got to get into all of that, right? But you have to understand where your energetic power is and who you are on a spiritual, on a soul level. Who are you? When you begin to understand that, you won't have your heart chakra open. You don't wear it on your sleeve. You'll have it open, but you know who is worthy of you. I was closed down for a bit. I wouldn't talk to nobody. I was closed down for a bit. I was quiet. I started realizing I'm too goddamn quiet. I need to talk. I need to talk more. I have a great voice. I'm a great orator. I have wisdom. I have knowledge. All of these things are just sitting up inside of me and nobody knows because I'm so quiet. So much that I can give to people and sting them into self-realization when they say stuff to me and I'll say nothing. And I realized in life, I was like, damn, I'm too goddamn quiet. I need to open up my throat chakra. I need to use that bitch more. And the reason these things are happening because I'm starting to open up my heart chakra and realize, like, yo, motherfuckers wanted me to close me down. Motherfuckers wanted me to shut down who I am, want me to shut down everything that makes me great. And I speak that to you as well. Because that is where the mental woes happen. That's where it kind of happens with all this other mental stuff. Because you're having to live spiritually inside yourself, and then you have to live double outside yourself, and that can cause spiritual problems for yourself. You're speaking to someone who was on antidepressants. Okay, can I say those words? I was on those, the anti-candies. Okay, so when I was on that, and one day I said, nah, I don't want this to be my life. I can't feel, I'm numb, I don't think. I mean, the not thinking calms me down. I like the calmness, but I don't like feeling like this. Like, I need my spark. I need spark. And so as I went down that, you know, as I started that, just got off of them and just didn't give a fuck no more, didn't even go back to therapy, and started focusing on myself and my feelings. And I cut people off because they were triggering the shit out of me. And I was just cutting people off left and right and just doing what I needed to do and just kept going and kept going. This all happened when I hit 40. And so as time went on, I started to discover my own healing. And so much that I've been doing so much healing that it brought me back to my core foundation of myself, which is my spiritual practices, which is how I keep my home, how I'm fixing up my home, which is how I go through these experiences that bring me back to myself, bring me back to that foundation. How I go into a place of being just having faith in whatever it may be, and just know that I am a road opener, right? And these different things, like I'm great at manifesting. All these things started coming to me, and I started to realize more and more and more in my life who I am. And so when I did that, and as I do that, as I speak to you all, I'm honest. So if I'm talking to a friend about somebody, I'm talking shit about them, and then I go hang with them, you know what I'm saying, an ex or some shit. I tell my homies, yeah, I was with them, and they just roll their eyes, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm honest like that. I don't do no funny shit. Like, I don't be on that. And so all of these different things, it could be the Saturn and Aries over my double Libra, that maybe now I'm starting to tap into my feelings, because this Saturn and Aries is hitting my first house and my sixth house, right? So, which makes sense that I'm working. You know, I get up in the morning, I do my AM walk and all these different things, and I'm taking these supplements, and how I want to do this body flush, and I'm fixing my body and all these type of things. It makes a lot of sense. I love astrology. When you don't understand astrology, you can come to love it. It benefits when you really understand what it is. And so, with all that, I've come into a place in my life where, also being on a twin flame journey, another topic there, and life bringing me back to my spiritual foundation of who I am, it feels beautiful. And that's how I came to realize this is where the mental woes come from. You are getting too far away from yourself, and people have made you get far away from yourself. Walking around with a crown or a fez and an unk on, that's me all day, B. That's who I am. Wearing clothes that are modest, and now, situations now, as a black woman, I have to cover myself a lot more when I walk out. You know what I'm saying? I can't even walk around in a tank top no more. It's not safe. So that type of thing in my life, tapping into more of the natural part of me, wearing my own nails. I'm always going to wear makeup because that's what I do. Wearing makeup, but also taking care of my skin, taking my supplements, taking my sea moss, the mushrooms, the greens, whatever I have to do. Drinking a lot more water and flushing my body with fruits and everything, and all this stuff that I've been doing is me curing the mental woes, because I'm getting back to myself. When you get abused, name the abuse that takes you away from yourself. When you get into a relationship that's abusive, that takes you away from yourself. You go into friendships that don't align with you, or you get with the weird bitch, right? Y'all know I talk about that all the time. That takes you away from yourself. These things take you far and far. You're so disconnected from yourself. When you sit in here and some of the things you see people do, that person is disconnected from themselves. You can see it in their eyes that they're not even there no more. Look at all these pictures. People go to jail. Look at their eyes. They're not there no more. Your eyes is the window to your soul. Go in that mirror and look at your eyes. If you do look maxing, you can push your eyes back to do some eye exercises and all of these different things. But understand that in order to fully connect to yourself, you have to be who you have to know and be yourself. There's a lot of things you can do to spiritually heal yourself. A lot of things you can do. You can do candle magic to do healing yourself, incense oils, and these different things to help you heal yourself. I'm telling you that from experience. Understand that When you life open up when you do. That's the truest damn statement ever. Life opens up when you do. They're talking about the heart chakra. They're talking about your chakras, period. But they most of all talking about that heart chakra. Today, I'm outside and I'm talking to people. And I'm actually sincerely talking to people. No fake laugh, no fake smiles, just very much myself. And it was an elder woman who I damn near forgot about it, who was like, she was sitting with her friend or her sister. She said, "Thank you so much for holding that door for me. That was so kind of you to just hold that door for me, but I was waiting for her." And I was like, "Oh, you're welcome, ma'am." Little things like that, that don't happen to me in my life. Usually I would have closed, I would have been like, going through that door by myself. I ain't think about nobody. I ain't think about her. But once I start shifting my frequency, and once I start shifting and start just being okay with being me, because I sat back, what I love in my Google, I get all my pictures from the past. This is you 2 years ago, 3 years ago. The universe is funny. The universe is fucking funny. This is you 4 years ago. This is you 7 years ago. Like, they sent me all these pictures. Like, God damn, these pictures still exist. I thought I got rid of these pictures. What are they at? This is you. Say, look how, and I look in my face. I'll be like, oh, all that inflammation, girl. I look the mess. I'm just saying. You got people who will slowly want you to destroy yourself. And the only reason that they don't like the fact that you're gone or that you cut them off is because they didn't get to finish that motherfucking job. And they know that with you being, with them going away and with nobody else around, you're going to get fully back into who the fuck you are, because they don't want you to be that. Yes, that happens. You get in a relationship with somebody you love, you best to get that protection up. You bet, if that relationship is really worth you, if that relationship is really worth you and that person, listen, we gotta protect this. We gotta protect this. We gotta have our own sigil. We gotta have our own candle. We gotta protect what the fuck we got. We can't let nobody come between us, because everybody gonna try to come between us, and we can't let it happen. You gotta communicate that with that person to hold strong to that. You get financial help, you get anything that makes you happy, anything, you hold on to that, you protect that, you save that for yourself. Nobody else. And you do these things because what's important for you is that people gotta understand, right? You. I'm talking to you. A lot of people have a lot of things in their life that went away, that relationships that fell apart, and all these different things, money gone, all this stuff, because they didn't realize they had somebody so motherfucking hateful right next to them or around them. And you got to be on your guard like that. You got to not care. You got to stand in who you are. You got to stand in who you are. I am a screenwriter. My connections is people in the film industry. Okay? And even I'm still vigilant and I have standards with that. I have a manager who has connections. I have connected with artists that I have gone to their shows. That if I was to walk down the street and they saw my face, they will remember me. This is the frequency that I'm on. Something as small as that. But something as small as that is very big. Okay? I've been around doing what I've been doing for a long fucking time. Rebranding myself, right? Why the fuck I want to hang around with somebody who is not doing not even a finger or pinky of what I'm doing? That's going to be detrimental to me. that makes me lose a lot more than what I can keep building up frequency wise. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. And so when you understand that it doesn't work like that frequency wise, this is when you begin to start working things in your life a lot better than before. Okay? This is when you start to take things in your life and you stand on who you are. You tell somebody, nah, you can't hang, we can't do that. Yeah, this is who I am, and I only associate, you know what I mean, with people like this, respectfully. You can stand on yourself and say that. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay? Now, another thing that's key, and I'm still going because y'all know I don't like to be on this bitch for too long. Y'all know how I do. Y'all take me, hey, take me, go to the Patreon. You want me for longer. You have to, excuse me, you don't have to. Please understand something. Let me know how my audio sound out there. Whoever is in the comment section, can I get a 1? Don't be shy. Just go under another name and just press 1. You don't have to even subscribe to fucking talking to me. When you open the heart chakra, life is going to reflect that through your algorithm. I don't know if y'all do channel messages. I do channel messages. I've been doing that for a while now, and it's really been working. You will start getting channel messages that's going to reflect the very thing you feel, giving you the answers to the very things that you're asking about every day. My channel messages have been building up and building up, building up. My channel messages, I was telling one of my homies, I was like, yo, these shits is low-key freaking me out. And I don't get freaked out. I said, these shits is low-key freaking me out. I said, I had a feeling like this when I woke up today, and I had this feeling, and I went to my algorithm for my channel messages, and it literally was like, nah, don't do that. Don't give up on exactly what I was thinking. I said, yo, this should be low-key freaking me out, bro. And I don't get freaked out. I'm very in tune like that. I don't get freaked out, but I said, this shit doing it. Then last night, laying in the bed last night, hunty, okay? And while I was laying in the bed, channel message pulled up. Channel message pulled up. And that channel message was like, oh, get prepared for this coming into your life. I said, get prepared for this coming into my life. Then it was like, ha, this, and then it started going into why. You know what I'm saying? I'm just leaving right. I'm just leaving like that. And I'm looking like, I know you motherfucking liar. Okay? I know you motherfucking liar. Why does that happen? That's what happens when you're in tune with yourself. That's what happens with the universe. It responds back to you. It is your yes, it is your no. The universe is your yes and your no. And you're able to receive that through the algorithm, through your quantum leaping. You're even able to jump timelines. This shit is real. A woman said, I'm learning that the divine feminine experience is about jumping timelines. And here I am realizing, like, oh shit, it is jumping a timeline. Because if you let society tell you who you are or who you is, that is where all the mental woes come. I figured it out. I'm telling y'all, I figured it out. I figured it out. People can't even handle people who do not respond to them in ways that everybody else does. You become this unicorn. You become this something strange and different from everybody when you don't. I was walking around with my grocery bag. I picked up my supplements and my meds. And I'm walking through my regular walk. Dude in a car goes, "What's for dinner?" Go, bro, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what's for dinner, bro. I'm sitting thinking I just left the seafood joint. And so it hit me later. He asked me that because he was like kind of like snarled it off and drove off, like, you know. But it hit me later. He was talking about, he asked me that because of the bags in my hand. I was like, oh, the bags in my hand. I was like, I have groceries. I don't have groceries. If I had groceries, then I would have said, well, what's for fucking dinner, right? And so it's these type of things in this world that can make you feel some way about being you, but that's not the problem. The problem, the thing is that you're authentically you, and people can't handle what's authentically you. That's what the attack is about. Nobody likes to see the person be with somebody who can elevate their life. That's what you got to know. As a divine feminine and a divine masculine, you need to know what you bring into somebody's life. And what you bring about is change because of who you are. Divine feminines and divine masculines, please listen to me. You are what people are out here willy-nilly asking for, but they're not prepared for. So you have to be prepared. This is what I talk to my oracles about. You are what people ask for, but they have to make changes to be prepared for who we are. Because we are constantly transforming, elevating, getting better, crying, making the changes we need to do, facing the things that we need to face. We're constantly looking in the mirror. Some of us wanted to say, fuck it all. So everybody can't be with us. And so what comes with that is when you are with somebody, my divines, you're going to unmask the friends that don't want to see them happy or see them successful, and damn sure don't want to see them in a successful relationship. You are going to unmask the people who are fake and phony. They can't do it in front of you. Your energy forbids them for doing that. They just can't. That's why they hate you. You are going to unmask people's intentions. People will say things they can't help but to say in front of you because you're standing right there. They can't even control what the fuck they got to say because you're there. You're also going to unmask people's heart. People who love you at first sight. People who can't stop thinking about you. People who want you to come back around. That person that's sorry after you have been gone, my divines. Even if that person broke you down from who you are, that you had to build yourself back up. That's what comes with being in this position. That's why I say you can't be no punk ass bitch. Grab your motherfucking balls. Okay? Grab them right now. Grab your pussy balls, grab your dick balls, grab them. And you gotta be a motherfucking warrior out here with knowing this about yourself. So whatever you have, the universe has it for you. That includes if that's a person in your life that you know for sure that you have been divinely guided to be together, being soulmate, twin flame soulmate together. Whew. That's a hell of a contract there. Because when you on that type of journey, that motherfucker ain't no joke. Your life is damn sure gonna change. And the people around you are damn sure gonna get the chopping block when you on that path. Some of you may be asking, why the fuck is this person even? Why do we have this soul contract to fuck together? Because I can't fight it no more. But then sometimes I don't want to, even though I want to, I can't fight it. I can't. Because I got to get the answer to why you. And that is the path of the divine. We save people from themselves. Yes, we have the closest connection to the most highest. Do you hear me? We stand with the most highest. I need you to understand that as a divine feminine and divine masculine, that's how you uphold your life. That's why the pain and the lessons are harder. That's why the path is rougher. That's why it's so much negating on this motherfucking path. And I don't mean to yell. It's so much you have to let go. I had to let go the need to want to wear the cleavage out, girl. Want to live with them girls out. I had to let go wanting to wear some kind of split something. And when I bend over, you can see some cheeks, and I don't give a damn. I had to let that go because I have to walk the path of the divine feminine. I have to be all the way in myself. If I want to walk around like that, I walk around in my house that way by myself. That's who that's for as a divine feminine. This is what I learned. As a divine feminine, I had to learn, okay, how to know that I am loved, loving, and worthy of having all the love. I'm worthy of being loved, loving, having love, someone loving me, someone laying eyes on me and knowing that I am their wife. I'm worthy of that because I stand right next to the most highest. That is the power that you have for my oracles in the Patreon. That you need to understand about yourself. You need to know this about yourself and believe in this about yourself. I did not come to wanting to pick up my old spiritual books again without reason. I did not want to come to that for no reason. I did not want to not pick up even old books I read from before my bookshelf. Spiritual practices that have worked for me for no reason. I took all that in, all of it, and I accepted it. A cookbook for no reason. Took all that in and accepted it. The need to clean my house from top to bottom, took all that in and accepted it. Because you know what? In life, you're pulled to things energetically with reason because you're being prepared for something. You may not know what you're being prepared for, but you are being goddamn prepared. And some of you may know what you are being prepared for, so you're becoming more prepared for that something that you're being prepared for. My algorithm has its own mind. It literally be I didn't even click on it. It just be flowing with things. And I just listen. One time I had a homie come over and say, bitch, why the fuck are you listening to that? What are you listening to? Why are you listening to that? Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. And these type of things and situations in life, blah, 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 blah. I say all this to say that I have come into this because I realize people who have mental woes, and I say the ones who have, like the people who are, I'm trying to be careful here. I can't say that. Nope, someone's telling me not to say that. There's a lack of responsibility. I got one. I could say this. Y'all know somehow the YouTube critters kind of crawl up on my page, right? And this particular one, I understand why she crawled up on my page. No shade to her. And she was talking about this particular guy who interviews homeless people. And that's a part of why I didn't want to see that page, because I don't want that frequency around me. And how this guy has taken these women that he has been interviewing, and these women he have been interviewing, and now he has them on a sexual site. Okay. I was like, oh, no surprise there, but okay. No surprise there, but okay. Okay. Because I noticed a lot of them were very young women. They were very troubled. They were very beautiful. I was peeping that. Every single one of them. You could see that they're very artistic. They had colored hair, piercings. You know the look. And so I was not surprised at all. Now, where am I going with this? These people who find a niche, no shade to these people, who find other people's lives to dig into. I saw an older woman who was dragging this lady for lying about money and homelessness and stuff. And all these people are not in New York City, by the way. But I happened, and I was a little bothered. I'm like, lady, you're sitting here with a plate of food that you just cooked in your kitchen to dig apart this lady's life and record it for us to see how you dig her apart. I said, this is weird bitch behavior. This is very weird bitch behavior. You gotta go. These people, first of all, everybody is not close and has the relationship you has as divine, feminine and masculine to the most high highest. Let's just get that out the way. A lot of people don't really got it. A lot of people don't really have the relationship that they think that they got. Not like we got, right? And so these people don't realize that this is a reflection of their own mental woes. You're following a guy interviewing homeless people. That's a frequency that I don't want no parts of. And it gets crazy because it's a code out there. I know what the streets is. That's why I don't go there. That I know what the street is because I know. Okay, whew, I fucking know. And then you have over here this one dragging the other person, and they don't even know each other. They're not even in the same state. And you have people in the same state shooting at each other, banging at each other, bang bang. And you want to kill when you find something that's divinely orchestrated for you by the most high highest? You want to kill? You want to give a damn about these people out here? You better get that candle work. You better get that prayer, that mantra, that divination tool to cloak you and protect you or whatever you got. You gotta get them sigils on. Whatever stones and crystals you got, you better get that shit going. Because when you sit close to the most high highest, you on a motherfucking mission. You're on a motherfucking mission. Are you kidding me? And when you're getting a twin flame, a soulmate, or anything of the liking, that's divinely orchestrated by the most high highest. And that's between you and that person to have that. This is a rainbow safe space, by the way. So I don't do just heteronormative. I'm speaking in general. That's divinely orchestrated for you to have that. Right? So if it's divinely orchestrated for you to have that, then it must be protected. And you must be protected and provided for. You have to think about that. Now I'm talking to my women. For the women who had to get it out the mud since a little girl, who had to always fight, be hyper independent, and always had to do it on your own, even as a mother. And for those who went through the treacherousness of abuse of people in this world, the most high highest find you somebody that cherishes you down to your dirty drawers, obsessed with you, can't get enough of you, do anything for you, understands you, even if things about you that's quirky and your corny jokes are just things about you that everybody made you hate about yourself. That person cherishes everything about you because they've been spiritually guided to you just like you've been spiritually guided to them. And they know that. And they know that you're something that they ask for. You got to prepare yourself to open your heart, baby girl. Yes, baby girl. You know what I'm saying when I say baby girl. You got to prepare yourself to open up your heart. You got to prepare yourself to receive love and know you deserve that shit. Go get them tunes that help you, them hurts and all that stuff to help you with it. You know, follow your intuition with it because some of them might be like, man, but I found some good ones. You got to sit here and you're going to have to cry it out for all the times that people made you feel like you were not worthy to be loved. And the same thing goes for my divine masculines. All the times you got used and played, because y'all get played too. Y'all get used too. Let's not do that. All the times you got played for a sucker when you're an alpha male, right? That woman is divinely guided to you. And all the things that you were giving hard times about, she's going to appreciate you paying for her domain name. She ain't going to ask you for no goddamn flowers. She's going to appreciate you paying for her domain name. She's going to follow you. She's going to want your teachings. She's going to want your leadership, unlike the other ones. She's going to find your jokes to be funny. Those things that annoy all the other women you've been with, all the people you've been with, my divine masculines, she gonna understand it. She's not gonna be annoyed by those things. She's gonna accept that that's your personality. And even if you do things that's annoying, she might find it cute, you know? Because the Most High Highest has prepared her for you. And you prepare for her. Again, gender neutral here. Just saying. And that's the beauty of being close to the Most High Highest. But where the path gets hard, where the road gets rough, is because you let the world take you away from who you are internally. And you got to get back to that person. You got to get back to that soul again. You got to get back to the spirit of that person again. You got to tap back in again. You may have grew a Rastafarian, grew up, end up becoming Muslim, right? You might have to go pick up and go back to your Rastafarian roots again, just for something, just to find something up in there. And so on. Or maybe it was a book you resonated with. Maybe it was the Kabbalah. And he was like, man, let me finally pick up this book and see which one is the difference between the Q Kabbalah and the K Kabbalah. But I resonate with the K Kabbalah. Let me see what that be about. And you pick up and you read it. It may spiritually be something in there for you. My Psalms readers, you might want to go pick up that blue book, the Psalms prayer book. Great book. Wish I bought it with me. Love that book. Might want to go pick that up again and find something up in there. That's how it works. That's how it works. Because now you are changing, transforming yourself, transforming your life. Now you are making things happen in your life that works for you. It only works for you. Because there's something phenomenal going on here. Okay? There's a lot of people talking about the spirits of people. There's a lot of people just getting up. I don't care what background they have. And they're just talking about the things. And women talking to women especially. And things that people do out of viciousness and hatefulness and spitefulness and connivingness. People are writing books on these things in a way I have never seen before. People are talking about how a lot of twin flames and true soulmates are really coming together now and nothing's stopping it. People are talking about this in a way I haven't seen. You can go back to the 60s and see a lady talking about twin flames, older white lady. It's a phenomenal now. It's like it's real intense. There's tones to uncloak people, to uncloak people who are your ops or who have done magic on you, to uncloak them from the magic that they've done on you. All of this, people sharing their relationships and how people hated them so much together and how it fell apart and how they realized why it happened or realizing what happened. All of these things are starting to unveil because a lot of people don't realize out here nobody wants to see you happy. No one wants to see you love. No one wants to see you successful. They want to see you mentally ill. I have to say this part. They want to see you saying, I identify as this, I identify as that, I'm polyamorous. They want to see you in the world engulfed in politics. They want to see you debate what's a boy, what's a girl, and what's a social construct. That's what they want to see. They don't truly want to see you happy. They don't truly want to see you manifesting shit. All right, y'all give me a second. All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. All right, so this is what they rather you do because those type of things is clearly time wasteful. Ain't nothing productive getting done when someone's talking about what identifies a boy, what identifies a girl, right? Ain't nothing getting done when someone is spending their time discussing things that what is this really doing right now? Like, what is this really? You understand where I'm coming from without being so oversensitive to what I'm saying to understand how this world works. Yeah, keep talking about polyamory. But now don't talk about making a production company and writing a script or putting together a movie or going out here acting. Don't go out here and talk about opportunities to make money. Don't go out here and do that. You keep talking about that polyamory. Yeah, keep that shit going. You feel me? Keep that shit going. Keep talking about being a woman is a social construct. Yeah, keep talking about that shit. Let's go. Because that doesn't have nothing to do with your connection to the most highest. It don't have no connection. It don't have nothing to do with that shit. But when you take care of your skin, you beautify yourself, you take your supplements, right? When you heal yourself and you don't depend on the anti-candy, right? When you go out here and you go, damn, I'm really going to take acting serious and I got a chance to get a scholarship at Juilliard. So I'm going to go ahead and do that shit. It may be a virtual one, but I'm going to take it serious. And I'm going to go out here and tap in and act and write and shit. I don't give a fuck if it's a Tubi movie. I'm going to get my chance. I don't care if I'm a background character in Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black. I don't care if I'm just somebody sitting at the bar. I'm doing this shit. I'll make this shit happen and manifest this shit. The world going to hate you for that. The world going to hate you for that. And that's the reality of what it is. You get in a bullshit ass relationship, everybody gonna love that shit. Everybody gonna tune in every day to your Instagram, your Facebook stories, your Snapchat, just to see that bullshit relationship unfold. Just to see y'all argue about dumb shit. Just to see all that. But now don't put that real loving romantic relationship up there though. Don't put a relationship with you and that person you with is getting acting gigs. And y'all meeting celebrities and shit. And y'all talking to them. Now don't get that relationship where your name and their name is together on a short film. Nah, we don't want to see that shit. Fuck that relationship. They don't want to see that. And that is what you have to really come to terms with in all of this shit. You hear me? You have to come to terms with the fact that these people, right, in this world, they need the bullshit to keep being bullshit. They need the bullshit to keep going. We got women in sports. Let's throw some trans women up in there. And while they in there, let them beat these women ass. Whoop they ass. And these women just not even trying to try no more. They just letting them win. Because they know that these are dudes who need to just have their own league. I don't care, I'm going to say this shit, YouTube. That need to just have their own league. But now they wanna fucking beat down a woman for their pleasure. Oh yeah, let's keep that shit going, baby. Let's keep you distracted with that shit. But none of them girls had to worry. They all got their chances. One girl that was up there crying because she really wanted that school, she still got accepted at that school. I knew she would. We all knew she would, because I know the world signed that petition for that young lady. She said she wanted that since she was a kid. She said since she was 5 years old, she wanted that. They said, oh shit, once you say that, that's it. Okay? Because that's somebody connected to the most high highest. You see how it works? The most high highest still got her. Because when you stand next to the most high highest, your mind goes into things that's far more deeper than that. It has more depth. You think about things on a deeper level. You say, I understand that Black women need to date outside their race, but what does it truly mean if goddamn 95% of Black women start dating outside their race? And it's patriarchy. What does it really say about the Black woman? Even though she's leaving her men, even though she don't identify with her men, that's what they say, the divestors, right? But what does it really say about the Black woman? Because we're still in a patriarchy. That's how you think when you stand next to the most highest. You accept that you are not going to be liked. Because now I get what that, I know what it means to be blessed and highly favored. I get it now because you stand with the most highest. You stand right next to the most highest. You have the deepest connection to the most highest. That's why you can channel. That's how you can know. Your intuitions just know without knowing. That's why you can sit there and close your eyes and dream of people and what they gossip about you. And you come around on people and you move different, and it's like, damn, did somebody tell her something? Yes, the most highest told me what the fuck you bitches said about me. You too, nigga. You ain't safe, right? I understand what blessed and highly favored mean. I get it. I get it. And that's what you are as a divine feminine and a divine masculine. And anybody who comes into your life, they too will be or already are. And that's why y'all come together. That's why the dating world sucks. That's why the dating world sucks for you, right? Because you have higher instructions to follow from the most highest. And it's not always easy, right? I know. It ain't always easy. But they must be followed. And even if you backslide or whatever, they already know you're going to backslide. It don't even matter. You they child. They already know you're going to backslide. You know what? You just get your ass back up again. You just make it happen because you're going to realize why they told you that shit, because you already know. You're going to be like, okay. Your conversations, how you talk, how you carry yourself, the things you say ties into everything with the most highest. Everything. I'm not here to be preachy at all. I'm here to state the wisdom that I have gained in my life about these topics. The moment you indulge in a conversation about nignogs, bullet bags, hair-hatted hooligans, all this type stuff, what begins to happen is it's a beautiful distraction. It's a beautiful distraction because your path is supposed to be with the most highest. The instructions of the most highest. I'm not saying you can't have fun. I listen to my Lady Boulay. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the divestors, I catch they shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't have fun. Sometimes I get the YouTube critters. They've been crawling up on my page. I get them. I didn't say don't have fun. I didn't say that. But don't let the frequency overtake you. Stay focused on your focus or whatever it is you got to do for yourself. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Stay focused on your focus and whatever it is you got to do for self. That's what I'm saying. Because a lot of times in my life, I was so mentally overwhelmed, I just didn't want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to deal with it. I was so mentally overwhelmed, I didn't want to be bothered. And through that, I get so mentally overwhelmed. And as I've grown, I realize how, like, through the parental wombs, through my life experience, where I come from, my culture, right? I learned that it all tied into my mental health. 1 second. Hold on. And so, 1 second, y'all. My supplements. Okay, excuse me. It's my first time taking this supplement. I'm about to see how it works. So, I used to be somebody who I used to get so overwhelmed with people, right? And situations. And I used to get so caught up with other people in the situation. And that was always a humongous blockage in my life, if you understand what I mean. Like humongous, right? Then one day I woke up. You know what I'm saying? Like I really, really, really woke up. And what happened is the way that I woke up was that I started to realize myself, what I was worth. Yeah, what I was worth. And unfortunately, it came through a disappointing relationship with somebody, a very disappointing relationship with somebody. And because of that disappointing relationship with somebody, right, it made me realize that who I was and what I was, because it was the same pattern shit happening again. My childhood was being triggered, just the same shit, the same old pattern of shit. Then it all began to hit me. It all began to hit me very hard, y'all. I started digging into all these other topics. Got to go to the Patreon for that. I started digging into all these other topics, right? About myself. And it made me cry. Like it literally made me cry. But it changed me. It cleansed me. It made me wake up. It made me see something I didn't see before. And when you have the capacity to self-reflect like that, you need to know that that is a beautiful gift. A lot of people can't go that deep. A lot of people can't self-reflect like that. A lot of people can't look in the mirror. A lot of people can't tell themselves the truth like that. But you can. So it's a gift and a blessing that you can have the gift of knowing and tapping into yourself and finding the healing that you need for yourself. With the aid of the most highest and your spirit guides and universe and all of that. Just fill it in for however it works for you. That is powerful. And that makes you powerful. Because that means the moment that you realize what has happened to you, or what is happening to you, or what people are trying to make happen to you, and you can recognize that, that's the moment you can shift the will. The moment you can change just everything the day you wake up. That's the power of being a human being. You can be who you are now and tomorrow be a whole nother motherfucker. Sincerely be a whole new being. You can look at your body in the mirror and visualize the body that you want, and you can get up and make that shit happen. That's the beauty of being a human being. And that's what makes us, as they say, God made us the image and likeness of God, right? So it's like we are our own way of being gods. That's the awakening that you have in this human form. And that right there gives you power. That gives you something, that gives you a that you need, a push that you need in life. But the most vicious hate of all is when you're talented on this planet, right? When you're gifted, when you know how to sing a tune, right? But it's not about that. When you have work ethic, when you know how to get up every day and be consistent, when you know how to get up and make shit happen and get it done by yourself, right? When you know how to get up and say, God damn, I got to do my morning run, And I gotta take my supplements, I gotta drink my water, I gotta make sure I clean this up, make sure I get this done, make sure I'm out, make sure this get done. Keep yourself busy. Tell people no, keep up your boundaries. That's when you're hated the most on this planet, right? Ain't that so fucked up? You would think that lazy motherfuckers would be hated, right? You think that motherfuckers who just being useless on this planet to be hated. No, motherfuckers love them. Motherfuckers love that shit. But no, 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 no. It's the ones that get up and make it happen. It's the ones that's the Horaces of the world, right? Just despite the pain and sorrow and the tragedy of my life, I made life happen for me. And I keep a frequency and a hypnotic rhythm and a momentum. All the people who have attacked me, who have spirits and spiritual shit at me, I still fought and got the fuck up. Like Phoenix rising from the motherfucking ashes. And you just hate it for that. And then damn, don't get somebody to love you down to your dirty drawers and shit. You really hate it for that. And don't get somebody in your life that just great for you. And now the people around you just hate it and try to make it seem like we try to make you doubt who's good for you because you looking at your friends like, do this person match for me? Type shit. And now you missing out on having the best thing you could have ever had in your motherfucking life. I have no friends. I got homies, allies, and supporters. I have no friends. And I keep it that way. Another thing that is key, all right? Another thing that's key in all of this is that you can't let society tell you what you are worth. When you know what you're worth, you're going to get out that project. You're going to get out that neighborhood. You're going to be located somewhere else. It's not where you live, it's how you live. Some of you live places and you look around and go, damn, y'all motherfuckers see this as a project? That's a problem. Because this ain't no project. This is a townhome. I got a front yard, a backyard, and a porch. What y'all talking about the project? What y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? You got to keep that energy. You can't let people try to tell you and make you believe whatever it is. Got to be sharp. You got to know how to duck and dodge. Got to have the gift of gab. Most people who stand close to the Most High has got the gift of gab. You got to do what works for you. You got to make what happen work for you. You feel me? You got to make life. You have to make life for you. You know what I mean? You got to make that motherfucker work for you. All right, y'all. I don't talk to y'all too damn long. That's because of all the interruptions. I might come back. I might fucking not. Either way, y'all take care of yourselves.